want to say thank you to Jamie today for everything that you do for youth in our community. And we want to present you with a little something here, Jamie. Personally signed jerseys from Joel, Marcus, and Mo, courtesy of London Lightning. Thanks so much for Jamie.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's meet the officials for tonight's game. Would you please welcome Excuse us, ladies and gentlemen, we're dealing with some technical difficulties here at Budweiser Gardens. As soon as that's ready, we'll be ready to go with tip-off of the game between the Lightning and Windsor Express here on Knoxstrom TV.
right, NBL Canada fans, we apologize for the recent delay of our own. Some in-house technical difficulties and a little bit of our own have led to a delay here. But we're underway here in London. The Lightning go down the court first, missed their first opening shot. Windsor returning down the other side of the court. That's Maurice Jones with the ball. Down low to Stutz. Stutz up high to Harris. Harris two-pointer. That'll go off and in.
A little bit of luck involved right there.
Never going to complain about a basket falling down. So opening lineups in case you missed them here for the London Lightning. On the floors we have Mo Bolden, Kyle Johnson, Doug Herring Jr. A little bounce off the head there. Herring Jr. throws up a three, and it's not conventional, but it works, Chris.
Hey, I mean, it's the old street ball move, right? Bounce it off a guy's head, take a three.
And rounding out the lineup here for the Lightning, Garrett Williamson and Royce White. Chris, take us through the Windsor Express lineup here for us.
Well, Windsor Express right now, Braylon Rayson, Logan Stutz, Maurice Jones, Shaq Keith, DeMontre Harris. It's a pretty similar lineup we've seen a lot from the Windsor Express. They've got those two bigs in Harris and Stutz. I expect them to go low right now. London having to match that. That's why you see Mo Bolden in the lineup there alongside Royce White.
Maurice Jones rushing the net, but he's deflected the ball away. Herring Jr. goes tough to the rim, and he'll collect two easy ones.
And you know, Doug Herring Jr. really has been him and Garrett Williamson, I think, the two most consistent players on this Lightning team from start to finish. And just a guy, any team that's won an NBL championship has had that consistent point guard play, and London's really got a luxury in Doug Herring Jr. being able to have that in their lineup.
DeMontre Harris throws up another two from the top of the key. That ball doesn't fall. Garrett Williamson handling it. Royce White. Harris matched up against him. White's going to take him to the inside. He'll float one over him and pick up the free basket as well.
And that's one of the things. You can put the taller guys on Royce White, but there's not really anyone who can match his power onto the way to the rim there. And that time, Royce just getting exactly what he wanted there. Backs down Harris and able to convert.
Now, Windsor Express, Chris, they seemingly had the Lightning's number early in this season. But with a win tonight, they'd even the series 4 apiece. But we know this is a team, really, that the Lightning might not want to meet first round of the playoffs. Yeah,
London's been having their way with just about every team in the league this year except the Windsor Express. The Express actually winning their season series currently at 4-3. London here trying to tie it and maybe get some momentum just in case they do have to face Windsor in the playoffs.
So Bolden flips cross court to Johnson. Johnson will step back for three. No good. Garrett Williamson alone under the net with the rebound. Kyle Johnson, no good off the glass. Harris collects the rebound. And that's Jones down the court. Sets his dribble. Shaquille Keith with the ball. Down low to Harris. Harris once again from the free throw off the glass, no good. Harris seems to have found a shot that he wants to take this game so far. Mo Bolden, three ball, a little bit of help, but
bank is open tonight,
anyway,
my goodness.
Yes, sir. Everyone's cashing in.
Backboard's got the most points tonight.
Keith driving underneath the basket, throws up a layup over his head, and that's good. Garrett Williamson moving swiftly inside to Kyle Johnson. Easy basket off the glass, and Garrett Williamson with some great vision and helping his teammate get two there.
And you know, Windsor doesn't have a ton to lose in this game, but London, they want to lock up that #1 seed in the East here. That's why they're coming out with this energy, trying to get something going early, because they want to make sure they head in the playoffs with that #1 seed. They really don't want to face Windsor in the first round if they don't have to.
Herring Jr. three ball, no good. That's Rayson with the rebound. The Lightning also still fighting for #1 record overall in the league, which if they somehow made the championship series would lock them up with home court through the playoffs. That's Logan Stutz with the big three.
At least until the finals if they were to make it there. Halifax looking like they're going to have the best record in the league. As of right now.
So 12-10, 7:50 left in the game, Lightning up. And how about a three ball there from Mo Bolden? He's stretching the court today. Mo Jones. Moving some bodies around over to Rayson. Rayson back to Stutz. Stutz with a three ball, no good. Herring Jr. rebound. Herring Jr. with a long pass to Bolden, but that's going to go far over his head and out of bounds. Turnover from the Lightning.
You know, if I'm Windsor, I want to see a bit of the two-man game with Braylon Rayson and Mo Jones. Those guys are going to be quicker and a lot more swift than the London guys are going to be able to keep up with. You've got long defenders on London, but I don't know if they've got the same kind of speed that a guy like Rayson and Jones will have.
Rayson down low to Harris. He's trying to back White up. Little floater, no good.
Forced.
So White will pick up the foul here. Harris will take 2.
I feel like everyone on London, I got to give a warning not to take a technical too. Been a lot of suspensions due to accumulation of technical fouls on London this year.
Yeah, Royce White's first game back from an accumulation of technicals. Missed last game's game against Kitchener-Waterloo, an explosive output from the London Lightning. And actually a poor defensive effort as well, unfortunately, but a win is a win.
Well, KW in this back stretch, even though they're out of the playoff, they're playing like a team that's still hungry. They're playing like a team that really wants a championship. And I think it caught London a little bit off guard.
But DeMontre Harris goes 2 for 2 from the line.
I mean, London knew this game was on their schedule. I think it was a little bit of a trap game, that KW game, right in between matchups with Windsor.
So White down low to Anderson. Now on the court for the Lightning, up top to Royce White. He had an open 3 ball there, Chris. Instead, he drives the lane and loses control. Studs quickly down the other way. Shaquille Keith over to Rayson. Rayson moves baseline, and that'll be a foul on Mo Bolden. Rayson's going to go to the line here. Chris, maybe Royce White not trusting his 3 ball early in the game, or maybe a little nerves coming back from that suspension?
He has made a couple of threes in the year, but that really isn't his shot. He is capable of making it if you leave him too much time, but I think that time Windsor just kind of trying to bait him and say, take that 3. I think it was probably a smart idea to put the ball on the floor. He just can't turn it over.
So Rayson sinks his first. And it's not to say that the Windsor Express aren't still playing. They have pretty much locked up that 3 seed. They can't go down. They can't go up. But they definitely want to show London that in the playoffs, they're not scared of anybody.
Well, the rivalry's alive and strong. These two teams have faced each other enough times that there's always a little bit of extra bitterness whenever the Express and the Lightning play.
Anderson 3 ball falls short of the rim there. Jones flips it cross court to Keith. Keith with 3, no good. White with the rebound. White driving the lane, gets Stutz back. Basket no good, but we're going to get two from the free throw line here. That's going to be Shaq Keith picking up the foul. And once again, we apologize for the delay in today's game, folks. Just over 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. The Lightning up 16-14 over the Windsor Express. Shaquille Keith holding his dribble. Flips all the way cross court to Rayson. Almost takes the head off a fan there.
Great pass to the usher, though. We're going to take a media timeout. We'll be back with this Knockstrom broadcast of London Lightning versus Windsor Express. Lightning up 16-14. We'll be right back.
All right, folks, back on the other half of the timeout. Brennan Jameson here with my friend Chris Croucher. The Lightning with an early advantage halfway through the first quarter, 16-14 over the visiting Windsor Express. Lightning will start with possession of the ball. Herring Jr. moves across the timeline. Moves around the Royce White screen. He'll throw down low to White. White trying to bully his way inside, and we're going to have a travel. Yep.
That was a great defensive read by Loisel there. He read the fact that Herring Jr. was going to make that pass and made life difficult for Royce under the basket. That was a good defensive pickup.
Kevin Loisel, his name mentioned, he's just checked into the game for the Express. Also on the court, Sefton Barrett, NBL veteran. Barrett 3-ball, and he makes an impact right away.
Yeah, between Barrett, Loisel, Ryan Anderson, Royce White, there's a lot of guys who have been in this rivalry before. Garrett Williamson, another guy. So even though the rosters in NBL do change quite a bit, lots of guys familiar with the heat that goes on between these two teams, the bitterness, and it's always an entertaining matchup between them.
So Sefton Barrett gets the hand up a little high on Garrett Williamson. He'll take the foul on the floor there. Marcus Capers and Julian Boyd checking into the game for the Lightning. Marcus Capers over to Ryan Anderson, flips back to Capers. Anderson with the deep three over Rayson, and he's found his shot early on in the game. Mo Jones. Back to Rayson. Flips over to Loisel. Jones takes a deep three off balance, no good. White tiptoes that line, grabs the rebound.
Yeah, London making that difficult. Jones facing a short shot clock.
And Herring Jr. going end to end. The speedy Herring Jr.
Look at the hustle back on D, too. He knew Braylon Rayson was creeping down the court, trying to get himself open before Herring Jr. could recover. Full out sprint.
Rayson with a three, no good, too hard. That ball's going to go off Sefton Barrett's foot, so we'll have a kickball possession Lightning. No, that's actually going to be a foul. Barrett's going to pick up the hold there. So Barrett with 2 quick fouls already after entering the game.
And 4 fouls already for the Windsor Express in this quarter. Obviously, it's going to be physical when these two teams play against each other, but you really got to make sure you play a disciplined physical game, and Windsor so far not doing so.
Anderson, another 3-ball, no good. Sefton Barrett controls the rebound. Barrett. Down low to Stutz. Stutz looking to move Boyd back towards the rim. He's got help from Capers. Stutz throws up the ball, no good. Just under 4 here, the Lightning lead 21-17. Royce White drives the lane. Over to Herring Jr., up top to Boyd. Back to Herring Jr., thinks 3. Capers in the corner. He'll dribble it baseline, tacks the rim, no good. Once again, Loisel making another great defensive play for the Express. Jones feeds low to Rayson. Ooh. A great little give there. Capers alone down court. Look at Loisel all alone down there, but he's going to pick up the foul. Getting a little sloppy there on Capers. A great find there from Herring Jr. to just huck it down court to Capers, who was trailing on the previous play.
Yeah, and Capers with a great opportunity there, but Loisel, I don't even think it was sloppy by Capers. I think Loisel just made a great hustle play there. And that's one of those things Kevin Loisel does. He's played for a lot of teams in the NBL, and he makes a lot of those hustle plays that make a difference, especially on the defensive end.
So Capers will take 2 here. We've got Anthony Otley Jr. checking into the game for the Express. First ball for Capers don't go.
Again, we apologize to the folks at home. Technical difficulties both in arena and on stream causing delays here. Score right now 21-19 for the Lightning.
Mo Jones controls his dribble. Ashton Smith on the court for the Lightning defending him. Kirk Williams Jr. as well has found the floor, who nabs the ball there on the errant pass. Flips back to Anderson, down low to Capers, who wasn't quite ready, lost his footing. Julian Boyd's going to take a 3, no good.
That pass down low to Williams Jr. deserved buckets. That was a great play there by Anderson.
Mo Jones very quick, trying to get around 2 Lightning players. Sefton Barrett for 3. great shot, great look there by Barrett, and great pass from Mo Jones as well. Ashton Smith, Kirk Williams Jr., Julian Boyd. He's going to ask him to help his way. No, he'll drive the lane off the glass, high off the glass. No good. Loisel with the rebound. Sefton Barrett with the ball. Loisel down low. He'll lose control. Capers with the ball now, but no. Oh, my goodness, yes, that's going to be a goaltending call for sure.
Incredibly impressive leap.
Yeah, Capers really got off there. But unfortunately, an easy call by the referees there. The Express have jumped out to a 24-21 lead, 2:15 remaining here in the first quarter. And Stutz looks like he's having an issue with those sports goggles.
You can't lose your signature item. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, we're good.
He was always fine, but the goggles are going to be okay too. That's what we're here about.
Ashton Smith, he'll drive the lane over Logan Stutz. A little too hard. Kirk Williams Jr. crowds the offensive board, though. Anderson for deep. 3, no good. Capers with a great attempt at the hustle play there. Sefton Barrett all the way down the court. Almost down on a knee. Maybe a missed travel call there from the referees. Hands up, though. Great play by Capers. Some frenetic action here from both teams.
A little too much adrenaline on both sides right
Anthony Otley Jr. feeds Stutz down low. And he looks for another goaltending call, but they're not going to get it. Capers.
Stutz needs to be careful or he's going to pick up a tech.
Anderson from the corner down to Capers down low with a great finish. The pace play here has picked up towards the end of the first, and it is exciting.
Sefton Barrett's
folks.
limping down here. Sefton Barrett's going to head to the bench there. Sefton Barrett looks like he's in quite a bit of pain.
So Barrett wanders off the court.
Stutz is going to take a seat there, too. I think that one is a case of Bill Jones just wanted him to cool off a bit.
So that's Eric Parker stepping into the game, and number 4, Antoine Chandler. Otley Jr. with the ball. He loses the handle, though, and no, it looks like Kirk Williams Jr. might pick up a hold here, trying to collect that ball. So, Chris, a minute ago we stepped into a hotly contested game and somehow came out of a more hotly contested game. The energy there over that last minute, that was enough for a full quarter.
Well, I mean, all the energy you're using in that back and forth there, it's almost impressive with how much back and forth we've seen as Mo Jones is not going to make that 3. With all this back and forth, it's still only 24-23 with a minute left.
Ryan Anderson takes a step. 3 ball, and he's found his second.
And if you're Windsor, you cannot let Ryan Anderson get hot. He is the best catch-and-shoot guy in NBL Canada. He can kill you from beyond the arc.
And the Lightning really pressing the Express here, trying to keep them from moving quickly down the court. Loisel over to Parker, back to Jones. Jones is going to drive. Flips it out to Parker. 3 ball, no good. Capers, Kirk Williams Jr. alone, and he'll put back the slam. 28-24, the Lightning lead. 23 seconds here. Really not much difference between shot clock, game clock. This might be last possession here for the Express unless a shot presents itself earlier. Mo Jones backs up Smith, and then he'll take the quick 3. No good.
Bit of a prayer. I don't think that had any chance.
Capers will just hold on to this one. He'll throw up a prayer himself.
Oh.
No good off the glass. But the Lightning will end the first quarter with a 24 lead. And we'll see you on the other side of the break with this Knoxstrom TV Gamecast. All right, folks, welcome back to the second quarter of the game between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express here in Budweiser Gardens. The Lightning, after the first quarter, leave it with a 28-24 lead. Chris, impressions from the first quarter?
Well, I think it was just about what you expect from these teams. London came out with that fast start they always have. But Windsor, again, they played some good defense. They were able to slow London down a bit. You're never thrilled when you give up 28 points in a quarter. But when you've been playing the way the London Lightning have, for Windsor to be able to hold them below 30 is pretty good.
So Loisel trying to drive baseline. Julian Boyd's going to pick up the foul on him. That'll be a shooting foul, so Kevin Loisel will go to the line here. First shot no good, a little too strong off the backboard. Second one will fall though. Garrett Williamson flips back to Ashton Smith. Smith trying to find a lane. He'll throw it way up for Julian Boyd. Shaquille Keith gets a hand on that pass, prevents the alley-oop. Keith over to Loisel. Loisel for three, no good. And Parker trying to corral the rebound. Knocks off a little bit of the protective coating there.
The foam from the side of the
next
backboard.
to the glass, yeah.
And we're going to have a little bit of a delay as we put that back on.
If there's something that we need in this game, it's another delay. So we're going to go find a ladder here in the stadium. Becoming a little bit too much of a habit here, unfortunately, here in the Budweiser Gardens. Another delay.
We'll be right back after this delay. We'll just get this all sorted out for you guys. You're watching Lightning versus Express, Knoxstrom TV. 11:27 left in the second. The Lightning lead 28-25.
right, and we're back once again here in Budweiser Gardens. The Lightning opening up this second quarter, 28-25 over the visiting Windsor Express. Ashton Smith with the ball. Back to Ryan Anderson, quick three, no good, short off the rim. Shaquille Keith, he's going to drive. Julian Boyd to the inside. Loisel outside over to Jones for three, no good. Boyd with the rebound. Anderson over to Ashton Smith. Back to Boyd. Down low to Williamson. A little bit of a mismatch there on the smaller Jones, but he'll flip out to Smith. Smith drives the lane off the glass for two, and he'll get over the charity stripe for one.
Big play there from Ashton Smith, aggressively going after the contact on his way to the rim. Being able to draw the call with the opportunity for a three-point play.
And props to the Budweiser maintenance crew for getting on court quickly, setting everything back in order on the rim on the other side. Mo Jones across the timeline. Over to Rayson. Steps back down low to Loisel. Trying to get around Kirk Williams Jr. Almost does, but the shot a little too strong off the glass. Ashton Smith driving lane, no good.
There's going to be matching fouls there on Loisel and Williams Jr. They got caught up. I didn't exactly see what happened there behind the play.
Loisel staying down the floor a little bit longer. Seems okay, maybe just a little fed up with the call, unfortunately.
I think the refs are talking about technicals here. Yeah, unfortunately our cameras didn't pick up what happened there.
Maybe just a little bit of boxing out, running down the court.
Which is definitely not a thing you would do running down the court, so I think the refs are going to decide on fouls here, if any.
Just looks like the chatting's done. We've got, so it looks like matching fouls, so the Lightning will maintain possession. Garrett Williamson tries to drive the lane. Harris, a big wall in his way, though. Julian Boyd for three, no good. Kyle Johnson, though, down low, corrals the rebound over to Kirk Williams Jr. He'll drive the interior. Garrett Williamson, little nifty ball off the backboard and in.
Beautiful teamwork from the London Lightning there. You got to love that passing.
Shaquille Keith leaves it back for Stutz. Stutz is going to drive the lane down low to Harris. He'll miss the shot, but Kyle Johnson's going to pick up the foul. Harris will shoot two here. And that whistle will also bring Royce White back in the game. We do have 6 Lightning bodies on the court. There goes Julian Boyd. So once again, Harris to shoot two. I think it is worth noting Sefton Barrett still on the bench for his team. So both shots missed there by Harris. The Lightning control the ball. They come away from that situation, no harm. Ashton Smith over to White. Harris gets a hand on that ball. It's going to go out of bounds. Lightning will maintain possession here. Eight seconds left on the shot clock. Inbounds to Royce. Williamson drives, floater no good. Williamson tries to save the ball, it'll go out of bounds though.
Yeah, his options were a little limited by that shot clock there. Only 3 seconds left when he took that shot. Good defense from both teams. We've seen a lot of full shot clock use on both ends of the court here.
Mo Jones down low to Stutz. Stutz up high to Rayson. Rayson, deep three ball, and that falls. 33-28 for the London Lightning. 9:15 remaining here in the second. Kirk Williams Jr. Pushed it to the corner, but Kyle Johnson just a step behind that pass. So another lost possession there for the Lightning. Herring Jr. back on the floor. Ashton Smith will sit. Mo Jones moves sideline. Over to Stutz. Stutz is going to drive. Kirk Williams Jr. is going to pick up the foul on the push there. And obviously a foul on the floor, so the Express will inbounds here.
Lots of fouls in this game. Last quarter it was London, Windsor getting the ire of the referees. This quarter, London already at 4 fouls with 8:59 left in the second.
Shaq Keith inbounds to Mo Jones. Keith is going to push Williamson back. And that's going to be a foul on Garrett Williamson, so Shaquille Keith will go to the line here for 2. Williamson thought he had the hand straight up and down.
You could immediately say it was his foul, pointing to the ref he thought should have been making the call there.
And both coaches very, very involved so far in this game. Hanging out around the sidelines, very close to the courts. I know that's what you want your coaches to do, but it's hard to miss both Jones and Vassell for either team right now out there. So 2 for 2 for Keith. Sefton Barrett checks back into the game. Looks like it was maybe just a cramp or maybe the air taken out of him. 33-30 for the Lightning, 8:40 remaining. Mo Bolden with control. Herring Jr. down low to Royce White. And Mo Jones came in for help, but Harris is going to pick up the push on Royce White.
You know, Windsor's arguing this call, but honestly, I think Harris gave him a little bit more of a body check than just a lean on right there.
So Royce White, once again, Harris tight on him. Cross court to Herring Jr. 3-ball, and that's in. Racing. Flips down low to Harris. Now his turn against White. Throws the ball up too hard off the back of the rim. Herring Jr. directing some traffic over to Royce White. And they are daring him to shoot that 3-ball, and it'll go a little short off the rim. The Express have no interest on defending Royce White out on the perimeter this game. Mo Bolden. Stutz trying to make a move past him. Shoots out to Jones. Jones trying to make a room. Top of the free throw line. No good. Doesn't get the free shot off the bank. Royce moving quickly the other way. Outside to Mo Bolden. Thinks 3. Holds it. He'll move inside. And he'll lose control of it. That's going to go off an Express player. London ball still. 13 seconds on the shot clock. 7:20 remaining in the game. 36-30 for the Lightning. So Royce White and DeMontre Harris. Matchup we've seen a lot of this game. Mo Bolden goes 3, no good. Kyle Johnson almost manages to corral the rebound. Loses it to Harris. Racing with the ball. Over to Mo Jones. Jones driving. Outside to Stutz. Racing. And Jr. going him closely. He'll go inside. Close to Stutz. Stutz for 3. Oh. Bolden with a huge block. And the other way, Mo Bolden can't finish, but Kyle Johnson can't finish either. My goodness. Garrett Williamson on the third opportunity finally finishes for the London Lightning. We are going to have an Express timeout here. Brendan Jameson with Chris Croucher, taking you into the break. All right, we're back here with the second quarter, 6:46 remaining. The hometown London Lightning up 38-30. The Windsor Express. They've been lagging a line behind a little bit in this second quarter, which led to Coach Jones calling the timeout there, Chris.
Yeah, Windsor have been doing a good job keeping up there, but unfortunately they weren't able to maintain that kind of momentum.
So Mo Jones flips over to Logan Stutz. 3-ball, no good, a little short. Royce White with the rebound. Over to Herring Jr. Herring Jr. quick three, and he's hot tonight.
Yeah, Doug Herring Jr. having an amazing night shooting the ball so far.
Mo Jones fakes the shot, drives Kyle Johnson back to the rim. Great answer by Mo Jones there, getting 2 right back.
I'd like to see Herring Jr. take one more here. He's 3 of 4 from the three-point line tonight, 5 of 6 shooting generally. Here's
and
another.
There he goes.
Ooh.
No good, though.
Looked good.
He's feeling it. So Mo Jones once again driving down the court, dishes over to Rayson. Rayson steps inside, takes a 2-ball. Very sharp shot from him.
And that's what Braylon Rayson does for this Express club. He's the guy who, whenever they've got a little bit of slowdown in their offense, he's the guy that gets it going, gets the momentum going back on offense, brings a little energy to everyone on his team, and then continues that forward for the rest of the quarter.
Royce White trying to make a move past Harris. Harris is going to pick up the foul on him. White will go to the stripe. 41-34, the Lightning still lead, 5.5 remaining here in the second. First one falls for White. Two for 2 for Royce White. Shaquille Keith's going to step on the floor for DeMontre Harris. Mo Jones cross half court. Shaquille Keith looking to push back Garrett Williamson. No good. Royce White corrals the rebound. Keith with a great effort there, though. Knock it out of his hands. Unfortunately, he can't hold on to it himself. It'll be Lightning ball still.
You know, it's got to be comforting if you're Bill Jones. You're not really seeing lack of effort from Windsor. It's just things aren't really going their way right now. Doing a lot of the right things, and they'll probably continue to do it the rest of the quarter because that's just how Windsor's always played. But at some point, you got to get a little bit of a run going.
White backing Keith up, down low. Stutz in with the help, no good. Stutz grabs a hold of that rebound. Stutz driving all the way down court. Mo Bolden with the big rejection. Royce lagging behind, fakes out Stefton Barrett, racing there with a little bit of help. And White maybe a little bit lazy with the ball there, not quite attacking the rim as hard as he should have. And Capers is going to pick up the foul, trying to defend the Stefton Barrett charge to the rim.
Yeah, we've seen so many chase down blocks. I think he held off expecting that chase down block from Stefton Barrett, but he had a little more space than I think he realized.
Looks like that's exactly what Coach Vassell is going to tell him. So Barrett with 2 from the stripe here. And 2 for 2 for Stefton Barrett. 43-36. 4.5 remaining here in the second quarter. Sorry, 43-35, my apologies. Down low to Royce White. And that's going to be a double dribble. Oh,
carry.
Or a little bit of a carry. So a turnover here for the Lightning, a chance for the Express to go down and get a possession back. Mo Jones directing traffic over to Rayson. Rayson down low to Parker. Parker with the finish off the glass. Great inside move there by Parker and great vision by Rayson to find him. Capers, he'll charge the lane, leaves it for Kyle Johnson, over to Bolden. Down low to White. And White, no good. But Bolden with the rebound. Royce White, and that's going to be offensive foul on Royce White.
Pulled the chair out on him.
Great move by Shaquille Keith to get those feet planted and let White take him.
That's the case with Shaq Keith. He's played, however many times. I believe this will be the 8th matchup between Windsor and London. You played Royce White that many times, you start to notice patterns, and I think he took advantage of one right there.
Grayson throws up the ball, expecting Parker to come in there for the finish, but unfortunately no man's land there, and a turnover here for the Express. And no, they're going to say Lightning got a finger on that, so the Express are going to inbounds. Worth noting here, that was the 7th foul on the Lightning this quarter, so...
Yeah, I was going to say they called a foul there on Royce White, and that's why Windsor got the ball back there.
And we've got a shove here on the Lightning. So the Express will be going to the line from here on out.
It's going to be 3 on Royce White, just like that. Both Royce White and Kirk Williams Jr. both at 3. That means Mo Bolden, really the only guy who can play inside that isn't in any sort of foul trouble on London right now.
So Keith's going to miss that first free throw.
Should say, Julian Boyd can play a bit on the inside, but he always works better when he's playing inside and out. You don't really want him being forced to stay on the inside, which might be the situation.
So Keith goes 1 for 2 from the line. 3.5 left here in the second. 43-38. The Lightning still holding on to a 5-point edge. Herring Jr. making his way methodically down the court here. Down low to Bolden. He'll drive baseline.
Yeah, he just got held there.
Barrett saying, no, he was shoving me off. I was just holding my ground.
He was holding his arm.
So Bolden will take 2 from the line here. That'll be the 5th team foul, for the Express. So they've only got a handful left to give.
That last foul on Eric Parker, not Sefton Barrett. That's a good thing. Barrett already had 3 fouls in the game.
Bolden goes 2 for 2. Stretches the lead a little bit for the Lightning. Mo Jones moving swiftly down the court. Anderson can't keep up with him, but Jones can't finish his shot over the much larger Capers. Racing up top to Keith. Keith driving, throws up the 2. Herring Jr. goes back the other way, and a great 2 points from Herring Jr.
Took a heck of a lick there.
And not sure what the whistle on the court there was. Maybe a warning.
I think it was just a, hey, everyone calm down type of thing there.
Yeah,
I don't think I called anyone.
Shaquille Keith steps back, 3-ball, and that's a great all-net shot from Shaquille Keith over top of Marcus Capers.
London had that run. Windsor, again, was able to slow it down, get their points. And look at that. They're right back in a 3-point game with 2:30 left.
Herring Jr. flips back to White. White pushing Parker back, and that'll fall off the glass. Mo Jones moving quickly. Shot from the free-throw line, no good. Herring Jr. trying to collect the ball. And that'll go out off of Herring Jr., so the Express will maintain possession.
To hear Bill Jones from up here, usually you don't hear him quite that loudly.
Shaquille Keith. Over to Sefton Barrett. Barrett trying to move around Mo Bolden. And Bolden's going to pick up the foul here as the refs talk. So Sefton Barrett will go to the line here. lot of talk this game between the refs and the players. It's nice to see that it's not gone heated quite yet.
Shaq Keith better be careful here now. Ref giving him a warning, sending him to the bench.
Must be a lot of talking going on between Lightning and Express players here. Once again, 8 games deep into the season, and we all know a playoff series between the two would really...
It's happened almost annually. I can only recall one year where these two teams didn't meet in the playoffs. For the sake of London fans, we won't talk about that year.
So Stefton Barrett drains 2 from the line. 3-point edge, 1:45 left. The Lightning up 49-46. White with the ball. He's going to drive Keith towards the rim. And Barrett coming on to help. And
that's number 4 on Barrett. I don't know why. I would think if you're at 3 fouls this early in the game, you might not be flying in like that and just making it easy on the ref to blow a whistle on you.
Yeah, now they're going to get Garrett out of the game. That's number 10, Mike Lucier. White sinks his first. And White goes 2 for 2 from the line. He's having a great game from the stripe. Getting there a ton as well.
Already sitting at 8 rebounds in the game.
Jack Keith 3-ball, and he's found it again. White didn't respect the shot, and Keith made him pay for it.
You know, Shaq Keith, he's never a leading scorer on these Express teams, but he's always a really important piece, that guy who handles the wing position for Bill Jones.
White, floater off the glass, no good. Shaq Keith pushing Capers back. Parker sets a screen. Kirk Williams Jr. coming over for help. He'll throw the 2 up, and that's a tie game, down under a minute, 51-51 here. Shaquille Keith on a bit of a run of his own here for the Express. Capers trying to push. Ashton Smith spins, finds Anderson down low. A little bit of a mismatch there against Mo Jones. Too strong off the glass, though, but he'll collect the rebound. Little floater from just inside, 2 points. Great individual effort there from Ryan Anderson. So shot clock's turned off here. Mo Jones will slow things down for the Express. 10 seconds left. Shaquille Keith throws a deep 3 up off the glass. That's no good. Kirk Williams Jr. with the floater. No good at the end of the half there, so the Lightning will take a 2-point edge into halftime here in Budweiser Gardens. Brendan Jameson with Chris Croucher. We'll see you on the other side. Good evening, folks. Thank you for joining us back on this Knoxstrom TV broadcast of the hometown London Lightning taking on the visiting Windsor Express. We head into the second part of the game, the Lightning leading 53-51. Chris, some quick takeaways from the first half there for us.
Well, I think it's kind of what we've come to expect between these two teams. The Lightning, of course, started out fast. Haven't been doing it as much lately, but it's something we've seen them do historically, is come out to those quick starts. Windsor was able to match them, though. And here's where I get a little shaky, because every time London and Windsor have played, London tends to win the first half, but Windsor makes adjustments. London will be up at like 10 going into the second half. Windsor makes adjustments, makes it a close game. Now we're seeing that situation play out, but Windsor's only down 2. Look for them in the second half to maybe have a little bit more punch than I think we saw in the first.
So Mo Jones down low to Rayson. Rayson with a deep 2 off the side of the backboard,
That's
though.
the opposite of punch.
Not a great start for the Express. Doug Herring Jr. directing the traffic. Williamson. He's going to drive. Feeds White, though, and a big block by Harris. A great move by the big man on Royce White down low. Shaq Keith leaves it for Rayson. Over to Mo Jones. Jones drives. Leaves it for Harris. Runs into White with his hands up. No call from the referees. Kyle Johnson flips back to White. He'll kind of casually make his way down the lane there and pick up a foul on his way in.
You know, a lot of people tend to try to send Royce White to the line, but he's actually been shooting well there, 5 of 7 tonight. Probably jinxed it a bit, but we'll see if he can knock these two down. We haven't seen quite the, I guess, the more explosive side of Royce. We haven't really seen him make any of the real power moves that we see from him. However, he has been quietly effective. That gives him 10 points on the game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists.
So 2 for 2 for Royce White. Mo Jones moving quickly down the court. Feeds to Montre Harris, who comes in uncontested. The Lightning just lost him.
Yeah, I think they were caught napping a bit there. Windsor just really quickly up the floor.
Herring Jr. down to Williamson. Williamson will back Mo Jones up. Feed Royce White coming in, and he throws the slam down the other way.
That's a little more of what we're used to seeing from him. A nice big slam from Royce White.
A little bit of anything you can do, I can do better there from Mr. White. Logan Stutz, deep 3, no good. Bolden with the rebound. White controls the ball. He'll take Stutz for a ride. And that's going to be 2 and 1 for Royce White. He's come out in this second half and put the team on his back.
He's woken up a bit, and we said in that first half we didn't see much of him, but there aren't really guys who can match him for power on this Windsor Express team. I'd like to see that assertiveness from him here early in the second half, being able to get to the rim, get his buckets, get to the line, get himself a lot of extra opportunities.
And no good there for Royce White. 10.5 remaining in the third, 59-53 for the Lightning. Racing to the rim, almost too easy there. Once again, the Lightning caught napping, no help in the interior. Kyle Johnson in the corner. Doug Herring Jr. thinks 3, and then he'll shoot 3. No good. Harris with the rebound. Racing down the court quickly. Herring Jr. intercepts the pass. The fans hold him up.
There's a lady in the front row with a full bag of popcorn there. I was fully expecting to see some popcorn fly there. Glad it didn't, but...
Every kernel is still in the bag, folks.
Yes.
Every kernel. Shaq Keith trying to make a move past Williamson. He'll feed Harris from the free throw stripe. And Harris has made some hay from there this game.
Speaking of quietly effective, Harris now up to 8 points in the game.
Mo Bolden, deep 3. Mo Bolden getting involved early here in the third quarter with a deep 3. So Mo Jones tries to do it himself. He's going to take a foul on the floor here, though. That looks like Kyle Johnson, who's going to pick that one up. 9.5 here in the third quarter, 62-57. The Lightning remain on top. Mo Jones flips it back to Keith. Down low to Harris, over to Keith, thinks corner three. No, he'll drive baseline over Royce White, no good. Grabs his own rebound and goes off the glass for two. Shaq Keith has made some real hustle plays in this game so far for the Express. Kyle Johnson over to Mo Bolden. Flips it back for White. He'll drive. Bolden taking Stutz with him, and Harris with a huge block. Racing almost a little too far there. Herring Jr. trying to maybe get him step on that line. Stutz down low, and his little floater will not go.
Stutz really struggling tonight. That makes him 2 of 10 shooting.
Williamson drives the lane, no good, but he's going to go to the line here. And Chris, this could be a big 2 free throws for Williamson.
Yeah, Garrett Williamson, a guy who doesn't need to force his own buckets. He kind of picks his moments based on where the game is going. And I think right there, he saw a point in the game where London just needed to get a little bit going, decided to try and get to the line himself. A guy who's really good at adjusting and finding contact on the way to the rim. Got to make your free throws. But for the most part, he's been good at it this year, and really from start to finish, probably the most consistent year he's had as a member of the London Lightning, and been the most consistent player for the team all year.
So Williamson goes 1 for 2. Mo Jones flips over to Harris. Leaves that for Shaquille Keith. And Harris is going to pick up the offensive foul.
I just want to go back to Garrett Williamson a bit. Of course, in 2013-14, he won Canadian of the Year. Hasn't had scoring numbers up in that range. This year, he does have those numbers. And I think this has been a far better year than that year he won Canadian of the Year, because I think he's been able to provide a lot more defensively for this team and played a much more integral role on it than he did in that year where he won Canadian.
Mo Bolden takes a 3, no good off the rim. Keith collects the rebound. He'll move down court for the Express. He'll take a deep 3, no good, very short of the rim.
Yeah, he's going to hear that one from the fans. I don't think the coach was happy with that shot either.
Yeah, he's going to work on his shot a few times after that. Mo Bolden leaves it for Williamson. Williamson feeds Bolden inside with a great finish.
Beautiful pass from Williamson.
So Keith, he'll drive Williamson. Flips back out to Jones. Jones trying to get past Kyle Johnson through the legs. Johnson turned around. Mo Jones finds Sefton Barrett. What a play by Mo Jones. He had Kyle Johnson. Oh my goodness. That was going to tear the roof off this place.
That would have been the best Garrett Williamson highlight in all of his years here in London if he had been able to put that down.
What a phenomenal.
What a
absolutely. That was, I think Kyle Johnson is still trying to find himself.
Oh,
Garrett Williamson once again misses the first of 2.
He's shooting 80%, which would be his best free throw shooting year.
So he gets number 2. 66-61, the Lightning holding on. 7.5 remains. Shaq Keith with the ball. Shaq Keith driving, goes through Royce White for 2. Royce all the way down court to Mo Bolden. He throws a floater up that Rayson picks off, who leaves it for Keith. Keith down low to Mo Jones, but Ryan Anderson gets a hand on that and sends it out to the crowd.
You know, Shaq Keith now looking at being the leading scorer in the game with 19 points after that last bucket, 5 rebounds as well. And, you know, he isn't always the leading scorer for this Windsor team, but he's always been a reliable scoring option. There are guys who have good nights, off nights. No one else has really been that consistent.
And, folks, if you can hear the crowd cheering in our background as Doug Herring Jr. picks off that pass, that was for Garrett Williamson, reaching 2,000 points in his career.
Yep, the first Canadian to reach 2,000 points in NBL Canada history. So a big deal both for the London Lightning, but also NBL Canada and Canada as a country as well.
So Herring Jr., after picking off that pass taking the foul, controls the ball for the Lightning, leaves that for Royce White. White drives the lane, loses control of the ball. Mo Jones moving swiftly down the court, moves around Bolden, tries to throw it up off the glass behind his back. Anderson, he'll take the uncontested 3 ball, and he'll take that shot all day. So Rayson. Bolden tight on him. Rayson's going to try and make a move pass. Feeds out to Sefton Barrett. Barrett will take the 2. Great shot from Barrett there. Good look. Ryan Anderson throwing up to White. And wow, effortless there from Royce White. Anderson throws it up. Defender had the back to him, and White just a little bit of a poke and in for 2 points. No good from Loisel. Anderson down low to White again, feeds Anderson right back, goes baseline to Williamson, flips over to Herring Jr. Mo Bolden 3. And what a great play. I think every single Lightning player got his hands on that ball before Mo Bolden took that shot.
Yeah, Windsor needs an answer on this sequence right here. London's really got momentum in their favor.
Mo Jones tries to rip down the lane. Herring Jr. is going to pick up the foul, and it's going to be called a shooting foul. So 5.5 remaining here in the third. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll see you on the other side with the Knoxville TV Gamecast. All right, back from the break. Mo Jones for Windsor, shooting 2 here. Sinks 1 of 2 to start. Two for 2 from Maurice Jones.
Should point out London shooting a 41% from the 3-point line. A great night beyond the arc for them.
Herring Jr. looking to get past the quick Jones. Flips over to Bolden. Bolden drives, leaves it over top of his back. Rayson with the pickoff, and he's down the court. Sefton Barrett with the finish, and a great move by the Express. A little bit of chats between Coach Jones and the referees there as the Lightning get the ball down the court. Garrett Williamson pushes cross court to Herring Jr. Down low to Royce White. He'll back up Loisel. Up top to Herring Jr. 3 ball, no good. Little to the left. Sefton Barrett grabs a rebound as Rayson moves it down court. Jones handling the dribble. He'll throw over to Barrett. Loisel, cross court, and that'll go off of Rayson's foot. Can't control the ball, turnover, Lightning possession.
You know, it's been a game of miscues on both sides. In the first, it was Windsor picking up a bunch of fouls early. London doing the same in the second. This one, Windsor turnovers and their foul situation. They're at the limit right now, giving them some problems in this quarter here.
Mo Bolden loses control of that ball. Rayson picks it up. Sefton Barrett down the court. 3-on-1 for the Express. Mo Jones with the finish. And getting a little sloppy on both ends here for both teams, really. Mo Bolden corner three. No good, short. Picks up his own rebound, though, and finishes with the flush. Great effort by Mo Bolden to chase the ball off the rim. Jones leaves it for Stutz. Stutz three ball, no good. Herring Jr. grabs the rebound. The pace picking up here at the end of the quarter. Royce White down underneath the rim. Too hard for Garrett Williamson. Once again, numbers the other way for the Express. Rayson goes up, but Herring Jr. is going to pick up the foul. And once again, one of those minutes of pace for both teams there. Ball flying back down the court, but really not a lot of points exchanged for either team.
Yeah, both teams have been moving the pace up and down, but haven't really been able to play under control when they do it. And that's forced a lot of turnovers and a lot of miscues. It's where a lot of those fouls are coming from, is guys kind of trailing behind the play, maybe a little tired, just taking the foul. And that's how you get that foul number up there. Windsor right now, 6 fouls in the quarter, London 3, with 3:37 to go here in the third.
So Rayson, first shot doesn't go, bounces everywhere but in. Second one will fall, though. 4-point advantage for the Lightning, 3.5 remaining. Capers spins off of Sefton Barrett, leaves it for Royce White. White drives the lane, lots of people in his pocket. But we're going to get an Express foul here. That'll put the Lightning over the limit as White takes 2. No good first shot for White. Second shot finds its way, though. Shaquille Keith back on the court as Rayson goes off. Loisel inbounds to Keith. Keith over the timeline, driving, trying to make a move, and we're going to have, looks like a foul on Kirk. No, that's going to be Ryan Anderson picking up the foul, trying to force the issue with Shaquille Keith. Foul is on the floor, so we will have an inbounds. Mo Jones handles it. He's going to drive. Flips back for Loisel. Loisel driving. Off balance. Sefton Barrett comes in, grabs the rebound.
Way too wild a shot there from Loisel. Gets bailed out by that rebound.
Keith, floater for 2. No good. Loisel. Kirk Williams Jr. corrals as he tiptoes the line. Anderson deep 3. No good. Kirk Williams Jr. over top of Keith. And
they're going to say out on Keith.
Yeah. The refs are going to make that call in the Lightning favor. Capers will inbounds from the bench. So Doug Herring Jr. And
easy call for the ref there. Another one on Keith.
Unfortunate, as the Lightning are over the limit, so every foul will send them to the line, and tons of time left here in the third quarter. The Express are going to have to start playing some mistake-free ball.
Also means with those fouls, that's another guy in a little bit of foul trouble for Windsor. 3 players sitting at 3 fouls already. Shaq Keith, Sefton Barrett, Logan Stutz, and pardon me, there's a 4th, Kevin Loisel. All sitting at 3 fouls for the Windsor Express. London not in the same kind of trouble. Kirk Williams Jr. and Royce White both sitting at 3. So
1 for 2 for Capers there, 78-72, the Lightning lead. really forcing issue with Mo Jones, but they're going to get the push. Kirk Williams Jr. So the refs say that Kirk Williams Jr. got a little too handsy there with Mo Jones, so the Express will hold on to the ball, and the Lightning will pick up a foul.
You know, sometimes the ref has a better angle than we have up here.
And just fixing some numbers on the shot, on the scoreboard there.
It's also number 4 on Williams Jr., so a bit of a costly one for him.
Shaq Keith pushing the ball, leaves it for Sefton Barrett. Sefton Barrett for 3, no good, short, but Parker comes in, chases the ball, but he can't get it to finish either. And White, White just kind of dominating the smaller Kevin Loisel there. Gets him off his back.
I don't know. I've seen it take a little bit more to knock Kevin Loisel down in the past.
So that's number 4 on White.
It takes him out of the game. I mean, you know what? Foul or not, Loisel being able to draw it, that's a good play if you're Loisel. You just took Royce White out of the game.
Mo Jones trying to make a move baseline. Extends the dribble, deep 3, no good. Loisel with the rebound. Mo Bolton tries the block, no good. Down under 2 minutes.
A lot of London fans reminding themselves why Loisel wasn't the most appreciated player on the Express all those years.
Anderson.
There's Loisel on the court again.
Sefton Barrett's going to pick up another foul.
It's going to be 4 on Sefton Barrett now.
And that's going to be Kirk Williams Jr. picking up a technical here, folks. Just getting a little bit too mouthy with the Express, unfortunately. And almost surprising we've made it this far into the series, or sorry, into the game of this series with a technical.
Loisel doing a nice little routine at the other end of the court to some chirping from the fans. And you know what? Like, whether you like him or not, this is what Loisel does, and he has an impact on the game doing it. He's great at being that villain character for whenever he's in an away building. He's able to draw the ire of the fans. He's able to get them focused on him and not necessarily the team, and that lets the other guys play. And I mean, he just drew 2 fouls on 2 consecutive sequences. So, like, you know, like him or not, he's effective at what he does.
So before the technical transpired, we did have a shooting foul on Ryan Anderson, so he'll take his 2 shots at the line. And then we'll probably have 2 the other way for the Express and then possession. Anderson first shot good. Getting the crowd excited. 2 for 2 for Anderson.
Now we're going to go back the other way for the technical shot.
We'll give it a try the other way here. Mo Jones will go to the line for the Express. Mo Jones sinks his bucket. So Express ball now, 81-75, minute 50 left here in the third. Stutz is going to jog his way onto the court here. Looks like they
just want, I think, some sort of like a team captain out there.
Yeah, getting captains to the court. Stutz just kind of getting in all his teammates' ears here.
Okay, we can't have him talk to every single one, though.
All right, so the game restarts. Mo Jones holds the ball for the Express. Flips over to Barrett. Barrett down to Keith. Capers guarding him closely. Keith drives the lane. Flips over to Loisel, and Loisel, that's a foot on the line, so no good.
Good eye by the ref.
And the fans are going to let Loisel hear that one. So Ashton Smith, who's checked into the game, moves down court. Leaves it for Ryan Anderson. Flips over to Kirk Williams Jr., who drives. And a hard fall for Kirk Williams Jr., but hook it up. And if that's on Sefton Barrett, that's trouble, folks. That would be number 5.
I believe it's going to be on Parker, though.
Yes, it is going to go towards Parker. Surprised they're still keeping Sefton Barrett in the game with a full quarter left to play, Chris?
You know what? Sefton Barrett's a good player, but I think the more time he spends on the court, the more you're resting guys like Braylon Rayson. Mo Jones is in the game now, but you can take him off at times. So I think it's not necessarily about keeping Sefton the rest of the game. It's about keeping the other guards fresh for the rest of the game, so that when you do go into the fourth quarter, they've got fresh legs under them. So, yeah, you don't want to lose a guy like Sefton Barrett. You always want to have that option off the bench. But I also don't think it's the end of the world for them if that means that they're getting rest for their starters.
So Kirk Williams Jr., 1 for 2 from the line there. Keith almost loses balance heading into the lane. Loisel with the ball. Drives, shoots out to Barrett. Barrett will take a 3. No, he'll kick it low to Parker. Parker with the jumper, no good. Anderson with the rebound. The Lightning doing a great job there, forcing shots from the Express.
Mismatch right here.
Mo Bolden drives into Mo Jones. He loses his balance. Kirk Williams Jr. with the great finish, though. 84-75. Down under 30 seconds here. Loisel, he's going to pick up the foul.
I like that from Mo Bolden. A little bit of toughness.
Mo Bolden stepping into Loisel after the shot fake.
He didn't do anything dirty there. He just stood his ground and said, you know what, you're just not going by me this time. I like that.
Sounds like the Lightning fans have a new fan favorite.
Oh, this is an old one. This is an old one.
First
this
shot
is a
goes.
Revenge of the Sith right here for London fans.
So 1 for 2 for Loisel. Ball's going to go the other way here. And that's number 5 on Barrett there.
You know, I do think there was a level of trust, too, with Bill Jones, knowing Barrett could play with those fouls on him a bit. He got some minutes out of him, and again, now he's given some of those starter guys lots of rest heading into the fourth.
So Lucier on the court now for the Express in exchange of Sefton Barrett. And the Lightning got a couple shots there out of that Sefton Barrett foul. And Loisel went up for the attempted rebound there. Might have jammed a finger.
I actually think he was a little bit of a flail in the direction of Mo Bolden. I think he got a tooth in the finger.
So jump ball. Smart play by Kirk Williams Jr. jumping in on the ball.
London had the possession arrow, so that's going to be their ball. It's a heads-up play.
Keith, I think maybe just struggling, thinking there was going to be someone on top of him sooner. Might have had time to, get on his butt and maybe dish that ball out. Instead, the Lightning will pick up an extra shot with no shot clock here. 10-point lead, down under 15 seconds. Mo Jones trying to force the issue with Ashton Smith. Smith driving, flips cross court to Bolden, and he'll lose it to Shaq Keith. and he loses the ball, but Lucier finishes on the other end, and Mo Jones was almost ready to double up there. The clock not in his favor. We'll go into the fourth quarter. The Lightning leading 86-78. This is the Knoxstrom TV Gamecast. We'll see you on the other side. One last frame here in London tonight at the Budweiser Gardens. We enter the fourth quarter. The Lightning leading 86-78 over the Express. And the Express and the Lightning have once again turned this into a battle down the stretch, Chris.
Yeah, it's been honestly a really entertaining game between the delays. It's just those delays kind of suck momentum out a bit, both arena and in discussing calls. So, it's been tough on both teams trying to get going after all those breaks, but we have seen some nice fast-paced action at times in the game. Ashton Smith looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, kind of ran into Parker there down the other end. Parker stood his ground. Smith couldn't get the shot over him. The Express, unfortunately, the other way, throw away the ball, give the Lightning it right back. Smith still a little gimpy the other way, maybe a little bit of a Charlie horse or something like that. Kyle Johnson, floater top of the free throw line. Haven't heard a lot from Kyle Johnson this game, Chris.
No, it's been kind of quiet on the Kyle Johnson front. 1 of 5 shooting earlier in the game. Nice to see him get that jumper down.
Shaq Keith goes in, finger roll for 2. Marcus Capers quickly down the other way, leaves it for Bolden. Bolden trying to drive. We've got a push here. And I believe that's on number 10, Mike Lucier. And the inbounds pass, trying for the Capers finish.
Just
no
swarmed
good.
By red shirts.
Yeah, the Express expecting that. Mo Jones now controls the ball. He'll make his moves up court. Flips it for Loisel. And call on the floor there. So inbounds pass there. Mo Jones handles it. Such quick hands that Mo Jones has. The ball between him and the floor, I guess, the distance a little shorter, a little bit quicker getting down. Mo Bolden tries to finish the other way. Capers throws it back up, though. What an acrobatic play there from Marcus Capers. Shaq Keith almost loses control. Floater no good, way right of the basket there.
He's had a mostly good night, but a couple of wild shots from Shaq Heath
Kirk
that you're not wild
Williams
about.
Jr. driving the lane, and that's going to be a foul on Parker. Yeah, you can't quite forgive Kirk Williams Jr. for that technical, but a pretty effective game for him so far. Really one of the best we've seen from him in a little while.
You know, he's a guy who's been on both sides of this rivalry now, of course. Williams Jr., two-time title winner with the Windsor Express.
He'll get the courtesy bounce off the rim there, in for his first shot. And 2 for 2 for Williams Jr. That's Otley checking into the game for Eric Parker. Stutz over to Rayson. Rayson moving quickly, but Ashton Smith all over him. Finds Stutz. Stutz down low, backing up Williams Jr. Little floater, good for 2.
Beautiful move there from Logan Stutz. Quiet game from Stutz, only 7 after that. Former league MVP, though. He's a guy, if he gets going, watch out.
Kyle Johnson off balance, 2 ball. Mo Bolden collects the rebound, though. Johnson back over to Smith. Kirk Williams Jr. with the ball, drives Loisel. Stutz is going to get a hand in there and pick up a foul. So Kirk Williams Jr. back to the line. And so the Lightning have extended their lead to 10, barring a few more Kirk Williams Jr.'s free throws. Make it 11. 9:17 remaining here in the fourth. And we'll push that lead out to 12. So Royce White will join the Lightning back on the floor as Mo Bolden takes a break. That's Otley Jr. Down low to Harris. Trying to shake White off his back. Bad pass, though. Kirk Williams Jr. as Stutz falls down. Williams Jr. tries to go off the glass for the finish from Capers.
4-on-1.
Rayson with a 3 ball. No good. Plenty of red jerseys, though. Lucier picks up his first 2 of the game. My apologies, his second 2. Ashton Smith leaves it for Royce White. Drives the lane. Off the glass and for 2. White makes his presence felt.
Nice play there from Capers. Kept up with Rayson. That's tough.
White again driving the lane, and another 2 and 1 for Royce White.
Big play there from White, as that's going to put him over 20 points on the night. Been in some foul trouble. Hasn't been able to play maybe the kind of minutes you like to see from him, but he's been effective with what he's had. 22 points, 9 rebounds, 50% shooting from the field. And a very effective 9 of 13 from the free throw line after that one.
So Rayson driving quickly down the court. The Lightning have opened up a 15-point advantage here in this fourth quarter. The Express will need to make a move quick if they want to hold the Lightning. And Stutz with a big answer there at the other end.
An important bucket there for Windsor. They are losing pace of the game, and they aren't giving themselves much time to bring that pace back. So at 99-87, they're just still hanging around.
Ashton Smith down low for Williams Jr., who finishes his own shot. Capers once again making trouble down the other end for the Express. Leaves it for Lucier. Down low to Harris. Tries to drive baseline. Otley Jr. picks up the ball. Lucier, 3-ball, no good, short off the rim. Ashton Smith grabs the rebound. Smith leaves it for White. White will charge the lane, and Harris gets a hand up. That'll go out off him. Lightning will maintain possession.
5 players in double digits for both teams right now.
A real buffet of scoring for both teams.
A buffet of scoring.
Yeah.
I like it.
Whatever you like, you see at the line, you put a little bit on the plate. Kyle Johnson for 3, but he's going to get fouled by Rayson. So Johnson.
Couple of free throws on that plate.
Yeah. Maybe a dunk or two.
A little scoop of jumpers.
If I'm feeling a 3-pointer, might treat myself. One scoop. Oh, that's 2 scoops for Kyle Johnson. We'll see if he gets the sprinkles on top here. And why not? We're treating ourselves tonight. 104-87. 7:20 remains here in the fourth quarter. The Express have put themselves back in a little bit of a hole here. But we've seen this rivalry go on for a few years now. And we know the Express aren't going to make this easy on the Lightning these last few minutes.
Again, the Express winning the season series 4-3 right now.
Rayson deep 3, no good. Ashton Smith with the rebound, feeds Kyle Johnson on the quick break. The other end, floater off the glass, 2 points for Kyle Johnson. Making his hay in this fourth quarter. Rayson behind the back. What a feed to DeMontre Harris. Rayson has some great vision out on the court there. White leaves it for Kyle Johnson. Johnson from the top of the free throw line, and that's going to be off a little wide to the right. Can't blame the guy for shooting when he's hot, but maybe a little bit of an ill-advised shot. Off balance.
Short shot clock. I can understand why the shot's taken there, but, you hope the offense can find a better one than that.
Mo Jones lets the ball roll beside him. We'll activate the clock there. Rayson's going to drive. Tries to go over Mo Bolden. Does go over Mo Bolden. Impressive move there by Braylon Rayson. Doug Herring Jr. dribbling. Leaves it for Royce White. Cross court to Bolden. Bolden 3-ball. No good. Harris snags the rebound there. Jones driving. Over around Mo Bolden. A little bit of a run here by the Express. 106-93. Williamson down the baseline. Finds Royce White down low from Williamson. And we've seen that plays a million times this year. Mo Jones open 3-ball. No good. Bolden collects the rebound. Deep down, Royce White with another finish, and that's just a mismatch. Mo Jones is not going to be very effective when you've got Royce White on the other end of that. Jones is going to call a timeout here for the Express. We'll take one more timeout ourselves, and we'll catch you on the other side. Welcome back to the Knoxroom TV Gamecast. 5.5 remains in the fourth quarter. The London Lightning lead the visiting Windsor Express 110-93. Mo Jones holding possession for the Express. Could go down low to Harris, but leaves it for Otley Jr. Deep three ball. Too hard off the back of the rim. Racing. Jumper for two. No good, but Otley Jr. with the finish. Bolden inbounds to Herring Jr. And he'll take his time. Over to Ryan Anderson. Anderson sets his dribble. Williamson, little floater, doesn't finish, grabs his own rebound for two off the glass. Jones driving, feeds Otley Jr., thinks jumper, back to Jones. Down low to Harris. Floater over White, gets his hand on it though, snags the rebound.
He's got Williamson.
So decided to hold on to it himself. He'll pick up the foul on the floor either way there. White maybe thinking the Express were anticipating the pass there, didn't want to blow up the offensive play. Still takes the foul, maintains possession. Can't really complain there. Anderson over to Williamson, treads that line. Driving, to White. White with the one-handed flush.
And you know, we're going to be talking about Williamson breaking 2,000 points, as we should, but his 7 assists tonight have been absolutely spot-on passes. Just a great night for Williamson all around, despite not lighting up the scoreboard.
And the Express, they've got to be careful. Down under 4 minutes, they just have one foul left to give. And defensively, they're going to have to be almost perfect here to finish out the game. Williamson driving. And just as I mentioned it, that's foul number 7 on the Express. So the Lightning over the limit, Chris.
Shot for every foul now. You know, that's kind of been how it's been all game for the Windsor Express. They found themselves right at the limit early in 3 of the 4 quarters.
So Williamson will sink his first. Mo Jones steps off the floor for the Express. Racing. Moving quickly. Flips back for Lucier. 3 ball, no good. That's going to be Lightning ball off some Express hands. And the Express need every possession right now if they want to hold on to this game. So Bolden's going to step off the floor. D'Alembert is going to get his first game action for the Lightning. They've stretched their lead out to 21 points, 116-95, under 3.5 remaining. White at the rim finishes again.
He's really been taking over the second half of this game.
Racing over to Stutz. Racing flips over to Otley Jr. Down low to Harris. Harris.
Just plain lost it.
And yeah, he did. D'Alembert forces the issue. Harris loses control.
But Royce White this second half has just been all over the place. 31 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists on the night. And was doing it playing at 3 fouls going into halftime. He's only picked up 1 the rest of the way. Just really smart, efficient play from Royce White in the second half.
White drives, leaves it for Williamson, goes over top, tries to grab his own miss, cannot. Harris will grab that rebound. Racing flips for Lucier. Ooh, big oop finish. Maybe a little bit too late there, unfortunately, for the Express. Anderson flipping down to D'Alembert. One-handed flush for Ioane. And that just seemed to be the game for the Lightning today. Just an answer for every single punch that the Express threw at them. Stutz fakes 3, dishes to Otley Jr. He doubles back over to Stutz. He'll drive. Finishes off the glass for 2. 2 minutes remaining. Ryan Anderson down low. Feeds White. White will push him in. He'll pick up the foul on his way.
Going to be foul shots number 14 and 15 for Royce White. He's been at the line a lot tonight. Made him pay when he does, though. 9 of 13 shooting so far from the charity stripe.
And the name of the game for the Windsor Express will probably end up being fouls and turnovers here, unfortunately.
Gotta look at the rebounds, too. London out rebounding the Express 61 to 44. Just hitting the glass a lot harder right now. London looking at 4 players over 6 rebounds in the game. Royce White leading the way with 10. So Express only 1 player over 6. Logan Stutz with 8.
Sorry, White looks like he's got a little cut on the hand there yet. You can see the blood from up here. So they're going to take him off the court to get patched up, and down under 2 minutes here remaining in the game with a 20-plus point lead. Probably won't see him the rest of the way. So Kirk Williams Jr. will take his other foul shot. That falls. Rayson drives the lane. And a big block from Ioanni Dallenberg. If you think the Lightning are done with this game or this series, I don't think the Lightning want this to finish at 4-4. I think they want playoffs. That's Chandler with a deep 2. Anderson just slowly making his way up the court. Deep 3 from him. No good. That's going to go off the fingertips of Dallenberg. So Rayson down under a minute and a half here. Deep 3 from him, and that falls. Off balance. Deep Hail Mary pass to Williamson. Chandler gets in the way. Williamson will finish the 2 either way. Rayson down low to Otley Jr. Tries to finish the flush. Kirk Williams Jr. going hard into the fans' courtside. You do get what you pay for down there. That's a full game experience.
No kidding. Caper's going to check in the game for Williams Jr.
And the Express, they pushed and they pushed. They just never seem to be able to crack this Lightning offense, unfortunately, in this game, Chris.
Yeah, and they did a good job defending in the first half, and they were keeping pace. But I think in the second half, Royce White honestly just took over, and they don't really have when Royce White's playing as best, there aren't a lot of answers in the league that can stop him.
Herring Jr. leaves it for Dallenberg at the free throw line. 2 more for him. Rayson pushes the ball. And he just straight up lost control of that one, unfortunately, so the Lightning will grab possession here. Herring Jr. will take his time.
Should point out, not a lot of guys on the Express having great nights. Braylon Rayson, though, 17 points, 9 assists, doing a lot for his team.
Dallenberg, 2 won't fall. Rayson rushing down the other way. He's not going to finish this game until he gets his points. Williamson, a little bit uncontrolled passing here for the Lightning.
Gotta take at least
Anderson,
one.
deep 3, no good. Lucier with the rebound. He'll step up and take a quick 3. That'll fall. Only a 15-point lead now for the Lightning. But it looks like we'll call that game. Shot clock's turned off. The fans will congratulate the Lightning on another home victory here. evening the series with the Windsor Express after going down 3-1 early in the season. The Lightning come back to finish 3-1. And what seemed like a kryptonite, this Express team early on for the Lightning, they may have gotten over that hump now.
Well, I mean, that was a very good win for the London Lightning. That first half, a very combative first half. But that second half, London just pulled away, and it came down to guys like Royce White, Mo Bolden. You know, we always talk about the guards on London. We obviously talk about Royce White and Mo Bolden as well, but we think of the guards first. But tonight it was those guys doing work on the inside that really made the difference for the Lightning tonight.
So thank you for joining us this evening, folks, from Budweiser Garden. Once again, the London Lightning beat the visiting Windsor Express 125-110 with the Knoxstrom TV Gamecast. I'm Brendan Jameson with Chris Croucher. You can catch Aaron and Justin on Facebook Live for the post-game show.